In this video, I will explain what is a static SSG and server-side pages in Next.js. So if you execute this command npm run build, what this command is going to do is that it is going to build all the pages and it will display at the end what type of page it is. So you can see here it is saying that this particular notation, lambda notation, it is basically stands for a server page. That means if user want to access that page, the request will be sent to the server. Server will build that page at that time, at runtime, and then a response will be sent back to the client. But if the page is a static, it means that the already pre-built page will be served by the server, or it can be served by the CDN as well, and basically, or it may be served by the cache as well. So in case of static page, we don't need server. We can also have all the static pages and we can put it on CDN and we don't need server basically because all the data is static. We don't need to process anything. Everything happens at the build time. So when you execute this command npm run build, at that point of time, those pages will be generated statically and then those pages will be served. The final one is SSG. So SSG stands for static site generation. So these pages are the ones where dynamic route is being used. So I'll explain in more detail. For example, over here, if you see, these pages are static pages. This circle, unfilled circle, that means this is a static page. So what it means is that this page will be created at build time. So when you execute npm run build, at that point of time, these pages will be generated, HTML and everything, and it is ready to serve. But this page, contact page, which has got this lambda notation, it means that this page is not generated by the server at the build time. So when you execute npm run build, it is not gonna generate this page and that is ready to serve. So it will not be ready to serve because it is a server side page. What it means is that if someone wants to access that page, it can't be served by the CDN or statically. Server has to process that file, build that file at runtime when the request comes in, and then that will be sent out to the client. And finally, we have got this SSG notation, that is filled circle. So here you can see that the path is a dynamic route. Okay, and these pages have been created at build time because we have used generate static parameters function. So if I go to the to-dos page implementation, you can see here I'm using generate static params and I'm telling that the ID is the dynamic route segment and it can have these values 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and accordingly what happens is that at build time it is generating these pages. Okay, and that's why it is a static site generation. So the pages have been generated at build time and ahead of time we know like what all parameters it can have, the ID attribute or the route segment. If you want very faster side, then it is recommended to have these static pages or SSG pages, because with that what happens is that pages are built at the build time and then they are ready to serve. But if in case the page is like server side render, what it means is that, or it is built at the runtime, what it means is that the request will come, server will build the page at that point of time and then it will be sent to the client, and that is why it is slower. Okay, the response that the client is gonna get will be slower in the server side pages. So avoid creating the server side pages. Maximum pages that you want to generate has to be static, okay, or SSG kind of thing. That's it. If you have more questions, let me know through the comments. Thank you for watching.